Hamlet in the film and the play, comparing and contrasting. Shakespeare's Hamlet has been adapted to screen versions and theatrical interpretations. The movie of the same name, starring Mel Gibson as Hamlet, introduces a strong, intelligent, and outright character. The actor managed to convey the emotions, atmosphere, and experiences endured by the Danish prince. Despite the different contextual feelings, Gibson manages to interact with other characters, as well as how reflect the atmosphere of the scenes directed by film director Franco Zeffirelli. The close relation between Shakespeare's Hamlet and Zeffirelli's version of Danish Prince is still distinguished by depressed mood, extreme violence, and unexpressive representation of scenes. Unlike Shakespeare's representation of Hamlet in the play, Mel Gibson is presented as less expressive yet depressed and discouraged by her mother and his uncle, who is suspected of his father's murder. The explicit and superficial depiction is particularly represented in the famous monologue of Hamlet that Gibson's hero pronounces with calmness: "To be, or not to be, that is the question, whether 'tis nobler in mind to suffer the siblings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles." In the play, this monologue could be interpreted as a desperate call because Hamlet is not confident about his decision, whereas Hamlet seems to know the answer to this eternal question in the film. There is a certain discrepancy in the way Shakespeare's Hamlet and Gibson's hero unveil the tragic style of the play. The revenge tragedy traditionally focuses on the murder of a close friend or a relative, followed by revenge. In the movie, Gibson's hero deliberates on his sense of life in general rather than on the death of his father. He is not interested in investigating the reasons and, therefore, this version transcends the convention of revenge tragedy because Hamlet contemplates not merely revenge but suicide and the meaning of life itself. This assumption is justified by the scenes from the movie because many of the dialogues and monologues reflect Hamlet's internal experiences and his search for the self. Most of the representations of Hamlet fail to provide a plot line that is similar to Shakespeare's version. This is of particular concern to the depiction of Hamlet's relation to his mother. Specifically, in the play, the Danish prince expresses his contempt toward his mother and hatred toward his uncle. In the movie, this feeling is amplified by jealousy, and therefore, the prominence of women in Hamlet's life is highlighted. The focus on the Freudian representation of the relationships between Hamlet and his mother deviates significantly from that introduced in the play. In conclusion, it should be stressed that the film representation of Hamlet is brilliant, distinct, and bright. However, this depiction deviates slightly from Shakespeare's version in terms of expression, atmosphere, contextual background, and attitude toward women. At this point, Hamlet seems to be less concerned with answering the question of whether to be or not to be. Rather, the emphasis is placed on searching for the self, but not searching for his father's murder. In addition, Gibson's Hamlet represents Freudian frameworks of perceiving women surrounding him, including Gertrude and Ophelia. He feels jealousy rather than contempt toward his mother, which differs much from the representation of these relations in the play. Overall, the film adaptation focuses on one different problem that can be admitted as a variation of Shakespeare's tragedy.